We're breaking in with a very special midweek episode, mini tale. We have breaking news. As many of you probably know, we recently uploaded and sent out our Brother Bear episode, but we were missing a vital component. And for those of you who listened, including our, I don't want to say special guest, because this is like bringing the whole thing back to normal after having such a strange episode. Tara is back. Tara is feeling much better.
Yes.
And she has, well, it's weird because this was like a while ago.
Yes.
Anyway, but she has I've edited the Brother Bear episode. You have listened to it.
Well, I watched Brother Bear first.
You watched Brother Bear first, and then you listened to it. So
yes.
we are
and
here.
And you guys did fine.
I thought we did really good.
Yeah, you did really well.
I will say that there was a lot of dead air edited out of me going, oh, God, let me check the notes. Like, a lot of that was edited out.
Got it, yeah.
Which Carley commented on. She's like, you really did a good job editing. Tara, you have watched Brother Bear.
Yes.
You watched it on your own without me. You had some time recently to yourself, and you were able to do that. You've also listened to the episode. Let's get your thoughts. The whole world is wanting to know what you thought about Brother Bear. So we don't have this one episode in our repertoire where we don't know how you feel about it.
I know. I wanted listeners to know that I was committed, that I was still going to watch it.
I kind of had to push you. You're like, what am I going to do today? I'm like, you could watch Brother Bear.
Well,
like,
it was more of just like committing to like sitting down to watch it.
Right.
Yeah. I really liked it. It was good. Like I wasn't like, oh my God, I love this movie, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the viewing experience of it.
Now, you told me this much, and then I talked to Carley a little bit about it, because I think you maybe didn't enjoy it as much as I did, because I did not see any of the twists and turns coming, and you said you were like...
The minute Coda says, I've got separated from my mom, I was like, oh no. I was like, that's who he killed. He killed Coda's mom. And the whole movie, I was just like, when is Coda going to find out that he killed his mom? So the whole movie, I was like waiting for that. So yeah, but I think if we watched it together, that would have been spoiled for you, because I think I would have said out loud, oh, he killed Coda's mom, didn't he? Which would have changed your experience of watching it.
That's very interesting, because
I thought about that as I was listening to the episode.
Yes.
I was like, after you told me you didn't know.
Well, it was funny going back and listening when I was editing that one, because I did there's a part in the beginning where I say Carly, like, well, he turns back into a human, right? He's got to turn back into a human.
Well, and he does for a moment.
But I liked the ending that he is a bear now forever.
Well, and the other thing that I don't know that you mentioned, and I was curious if I thought this or if this actually happened, but when he first gets changed into a bear, he gets pulled up with his brother's spirit, but the mama bear gets pulled up too, and he becomes one. So they bring the mama bear up into the lights, and they bring Kenai up, and that's how he becomes a bear, is how I saw it. Is he like, which is why he's like, he still needs me. I feel like it's like a stronger storyline.
I mean, I think the storyline is pretty strong without knowing that one part.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
No, I mean, I think I liked it a little bit better than you. I was pretty impressed with the whole thing.
I enjoyed it. I would recommend for people to go watch it. I definitely think it's worth a watch. I was super pumped. I didn't know about Tina Turner, so when I heard that opening song, I was like really excited for that. I really liked the music a lot. The one thing I thought was weird is when Coda starts off singing that song and then it goes to Phil Collins. I think it should have just all been Phil Collins, like kind of how Tarzan, how his music is over it narrating it. Well, it was like, just like a weird transition.
I think it was supposed to be like when Timon and Pumbaa have that intro in Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Yeah, but
Coda doesn't pull it off as well?
Yeah, to me, it was like very like, cut, here's where Phil Collins comes in. Like, it didn't feel as like cohesive, maybe. I don't know if that's the right word.
It was a while ago when I saw this. Like, yeah. So I don't know if I remember that part. What was that your favorite song? What was your favorite?
I liked the Blind Boys of Alabama song.
Yeah, right.
And I know you were excited to tell me about that. They did an album with Ben Harper, which is very good.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the music was really good. I thought it was cool for Phil Collins to like, I already had a whole Disney album. Let's bring some more people in. And
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the music. That was the only like one thing that was kind of off for me. I think one of my favorite scenes is when they're at the salmon run. I love it. It's goofy, but it's fun and it's sweet and it's special. And
well, I think that's part of the thing I said in there is when they originally did it, it felt like it was too goofy. Like, because when it was like fish, there was, I think I talked about this thing. There was an original one he did, and then he called the producer's wife, and the producer's wife was like, I'm sorry, your song got cut. And he's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But I think the original may have been more of like a goofball trashing the camp thing. Not to speak against trashing the camp, but I don't think trashing the camp has the emotional weight that this one does, right?
Yeah, and I don't think it necessarily fit in at this. I loved the moose. And is plural moose?
Yes.
It just feels weird.
Yeah. I did the whole episode like that going, am I saying it right? Mooses.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked them a lot. I don't know those characters as well, but I enjoyed them throughout. I like that we kind of like check back in with them. And I like too, I don't know if you noticed this, but after he says he crashed the mammoth, the one brother, and I can't remember who's who, one of his antlers is completely gone. And so I thought that was really...
I think I brought that up in the thing. Yeah, that his antler is
his
off.
one antler is completely off.
Because I think I said something when we were watching it to Carly where I was like, "Do those grow back?" She's like, "Yeah, he's fine."
Yeah.
Oh man, what was I gonna say? Well, the good news is that if you like those characters, and you want to watch a whole movie starring those characters, not as Moose, but as Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Oh, yes.
I found out that Strange Brew is in its entirety on YouTube. So,
okay.
And I think today on the Facebook page, I'm posting one of the skits that the characters are based off of are like the Bob and Doug McKenzie thing.
Got it.
Which it's kind of funny because it's just it's like if we had two comedians from Texas who were like, just did like a show where they were just hicks and they went back. Like they're just improvising and it's real funny, but they're like, hey, beauty, eh? You know, they're just talking like those guys. Yeah. And I don't know if you heard this in the episode, but apparently on the DVD there's an entire commentary track that's just them.
Oh, that's
like
great.
Those characters.
That would be fun. That would be worth it to own it just to hear that commentary. I think that would be really fun to watch. I loved the post-credit scenes. I thought they were cute and kind of funny. I really enjoyed the story. I did like the story of, you know, these three brothers and how they get separated and how they're supposed to kind of follow the path that's like chosen for them with the totems. And I loved the woman shaman. She was great. She has a little bit of a feeling that's reminiscent of Moana's grandmother.
Right.
It's a similar...
Like there's a direct line between those two characters.
Yeah,
probably.
they feel like they hold a similar role. Just like guiding, you know, she kind of guides him somewhat. Right. And yeah.
Who was that your favorite character? Or did you have anybody else you really liked?
I really liked Coda a lot.
Yes, he was very cute.
I really like Coda a lot. And not only just cute, I love that he talked too much. I have that trait, share that in common with Coda. But no, I really like the personality of Coda quite a bit. And I enjoyed, I think where they really come together is when they're on the mammoth. Like that part of the relationship, you kind of see... Kenai,
I think.
Kenai.
This is, again, a lot of that is edited out of the episode, but I did a lot of that too.
Yeah.
Like, what's his name?
I like that you see Kenai change. And I also loved the bit when they get to the salmon run and you realize that Coda knows all the things he hasn't done as a bear. Like, we haven't necessarily seen that he doesn't know how to do all those things, but Coda's like, oh yeah, and he doesn't do this and he doesn't do that.
What a weirdo, yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, and this is a little bit of a shift, but how did you feel about the episode?
I thought it was good. I thought you guys did a really... I thought it was thorough. I thought you covered everything.
How did I do with the notes of the note taking for the...
I think you did well. I think for you mentioned it in the episode, but you have a better memory. You have a better recall after watching something than I do. For me to have a strong recall, writing it down is important for me. So I think you probably wrote stuff down, but you also were probably going off of your recall, which I rely on my notes because my recall isn't as strong.
I think you'd be shocked I think typically you act as my notes that kickstart those memories.
I see.
And so not having that, because I'm serious. I edited a lot of like, what does this mean? What is like me going through my notes and going,
well,
okay.
and you took notes on your phone. That's another reason why I take notes with pen and paper, because I
wouldn't
know
have been able to read them.
I understand that, but for me, like spell check would mess me up too much that I wouldn't like I wouldn't be able to read through stuff. It's a lot of like inside baseball listeners.
Well, Carly and I did want to let you know that we were both like, man, she's really good at note taking.
Well,
like,
thanks. And thank you, Carly. A big shout out to Carly. She always comes with such great knowledge and facts and things like that. And so, yeah, I was super bummed to miss the episode. I was kind of down on myself, but I was not feeling well and it didn't work out. But I think you guys did great. But I also wanted to let the listeners know that I am committed to this podcast and that they would know that I did watch the episode and listen to the podcast.
So real quick, does this do you get does this go up in a clamshell into the collection?
Yeah. I don't think there's any reason for it to be put in a drawer or in a vault.
There's no drawer. There's only a vault.
But I think for the commentary alone, I kind of would. That's the one thing I wish with Disney Plus, but I guess that's because they still want you to buy a physical copy. Maybe I don't know, but I don't understand why Disney Plus doesn't include like when there's special features on a movie or when there's commentaries on a movie. It would be really great if that was part of like I would pay if they needed to. They don't because they're Disney. They have tons of money. But even if they wanted to up the like cost $1 or $2 a month,
stop spending our money. But,
but do you know what I'm saying? Like if I was going to get more content for that.
I would say the problem with some things is sometimes streaming rights, but like that audio commentary, I mean, it could be on there. We just didn't check.
Maybe. I feel like a lot of what I enjoy about having a Blu-ray is when it's like extra features, right? And those I don't really see on Disney Plus at all.
Some of that might be like if there's music or like who knows, it could be something with the rights, but it may just be them going, let's just not do them because some of them have rights.
I would be curious to know what that's about. I also think they did right by Indigenous First Nations.
They did better as far as we know.
Now, as far as we know,
I don't think we had anyone who could really come in and qualify that.
Yes, but it felt more authentic, and it felt like
it felt like the right story to be told by people who were doing research as opposed to,
Yes. And again, we go extensively into it in our Pocahontas episode, basing it off of a real person and then fictionalizing that and really changing what the true story of that was and all of those things. But I do feel that this is a better representation. And again, I'm sure they could go further in different ways, but I feel it was a step forward for this group, this culture. I think, we continue to see that. And I find it interesting anytime a newer Disney movie, you mentioned this with Encanto, comes out and people are like, oh, there's no like true villain. And we've seen, you mentioned this, but it's been a while that there's been no true villain.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Frozen, there was Hans.
Ugh.
But yeah, that's interesting. I miss the strong villains, but I also kind of appreciate a character who's an antagonist who goes through a journey.
Well,
I appreciate that because I also think that's more true to life, and so you relate to those characters a little bit more. Yeah,
we don't have villains, but there's also like I don't remember what this is called, but it's the different types of antagonism in stories. It's like man versus nature, man versus self. And this one's a little bit more man versus self. It's about Kenai's journey. So having an outside antagonist doesn't work. And I don't think his name was Denali, but Denahi, that might be it. Denahi. His younger brother was the antagonist, but his younger brother was also learning.
Yes.
So I think it worked here. But guys, thanks so much. We just wanted to pop in with her thoughts really quick. So this has been a Tara and Ryan's Princess Diaries news report.
See you next time, listeners. Thanks for listening to Tara and Ryan's Princess Diaries.
If you want to tell us your favorite Disney villain and why it's guest on, send us an email at trprincessdiaries@gmail.com.
Or you can send a tweet about how great Maleficent is to @TRPDiaries.
Check out our Facebook group by searching for Tara and Ryan's Princess Diaries.
Tara and Ryan's Princess Diaries are available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Overcast, and many more.
Wherever you hear us, please be our knight in shining armor and give us a 5-star review.
Thanks again, and until next time, remember to always live happily ever after.